Welcome back to another video, and today I will be taking a close look at a game which I grew up with and is very dear to me. The game under spotlight for this video is none other than Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. This legendary masterpiece is an open world action role-playing video game developed by Bethesda and released in 2011. Skyrim is a direct follow-up from Bethesda's 2007 hit game Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion, and takes place 200 years after the events in the previous game. The game shipped over 7 million copies during its first week of release and over 30 million copies on all platforms as of November 2016, furthermore highlighting the huge success of the game. So let's get our sword and shield ready, prepare our film, and full throttle our way straight into this. As soon as the first in-game trailer was released for Skyrim, it was met with huge support and excitement from the fans who have been anticipating the release of Oblivion's sequel, and were keenly awaiting to see improvements and adjustments that the studio in charge of development would make from the previous game. As of 2021, the 2011 Skyrim official trailer has gathered 12 million views and has a whopping 229,000 likes to 2.2k dislikes. Bethesda Studios was in their prime at the time of their Skyrim release, as they had finished the journey they embarked on so long ago to create a new open world game from the ground up that would surpass every expectation and put it a level above the beloved Elder Scrolls Oblivion. It is fair to say that 10 years later, it is clear that the studio achieved every objective it set out to during the game's development, and produced a game which would become treasured by many fans, as well as introducing new fans to a new type of open world role-playing game genre. Sadly, however, Bethesda have suffered heavily in the past few years as a direct result of their Fallout 76 game flop, which brought into question the studio's ethics and hunger for paid content. But we won't delve too much into that into this video. Skyrim's main story is based around our beloved character who is about to discover his true heritage. He is Dragonborn, and the story embarks us on our main quest to defeat Alduin, the World-Eater who is prophesied to destroy the world. Our opening cutscene of the game introduces us to the familiar yet changed world of Elder Scrolls, as we are chained in the back of a carriage about to arrive at a military camp to await our execution, alongside a stranger who will later be revealed as Ulfric, as we were caught crossing the border for unknown reasons. For the Imperial Guards in charge and representing the affairs of the Empire, it is less hassle and paperwork to have us executed rather than being put on trial. With our fate seeming certainly sealed, we are soon able to escape as a dragon attacks the camp which our character is awaiting his execution at. The game is based in Skyrim, which is a province in the very north of Tamriel, and is a cold and mountainous region torn apart by civil war between the Empire and the Stormcloaks. From the start, the player is presented with the opportunity to create their own character, which has gone on to become a game feature present in many open world RPGs, as you are able to customize body features and choose which race you want to represent in the world of Skyrim. Skyrim also introduces the skill tree, which allows the player to prioritize their favorite playstyle, whether it may be sneaking, straight up combat, or magic, or balancing them out by assigning skill points earned from leveling up. This encourages the player to find their preferred playstyle and embrace it by assigning the skill points to their desired skill tree branch, rather than forcing all players down a similar sword-to-sword combat playstyle. What I love about the direction which the storyline takes is that the character you're playing as is the same as you, thrust into a new world and yet to discover your place and true potential, as the game gradually explains your bloodline and all the hidden lore of Skyrim at a pace which is digestible and not overwhelming for the player. The game's inventory system is easily accessible and understandable for hardcore fans and new alike, and the wide variety of loot present in Skyrim gives the player the ultimate choice of either equipping light armor to prioritize movement, heavy armor to give you the ultimate protection against damage, or you can equip simple clothes such as robes which give you advantages associated with magic. Skyrim takes decision making very seriously, as the players are able to forge their own path on their way to completing the main story quest, as you are able to choose different dialogue options which can lead to different outcomes, and is often the difference between forging alliances and enemies. Players are handed total control of shaping their Dragonborn character into their own image. This is reflected by the decisions made in-game, and the game is famous for giving the players the freedom to kill important characters, but at the cost of completing specific quests. Besides the main quest of destroying Alduin, the player is given the chance to participate in the Civil War, which is tearing Skyrim in two, by having the freedom to choose whether to align yourself with the Empire or Stormcloaks. This ultimately sways the balance of power towards the chosen side. And what makes Skyrim the masterpiece it is today is its emphasis on being an open world game full of life, as it is important for the player to feel like every part of the map is equally detailed and not lifeless. In nearly every part of the map, the game offers the player side quests to take part in, legendary hidden armors to scour caves for, as well as fighting foes in all shapes and sizes, ranging from trolls to bandits and even dragons roaming the landscape guarding areas of high value. In addition to this, it is irresistible not to mention the major graphical overhaul which Skyrim has undergone in comparison to Oblivion, which is important as an open world game where the player has unlimited freedom to discover new places. It is crucial for the world to offer amazing sights to behold and help the player fully immerse themselves in the world which they are treading on. However, as well as Skyrim was received by fans, it does have its fair share of flaws which are evidently present in the game, such as companions or followers being stuck on slopes or awkward geometry formations. This presented the player with two choices really: either load a previous save or take matters into your own hands and attempt to unblock the NPC either by hitting them or by other means. The movement of NPCs is still clunky, as could be seen in previous games such as Oblivion, and often takes away from the realism of the game, as can be seen often in large scale battles involving multiple NPCs where they start to run in a weird formation. With a great deal of freedom in decision making, often coming mostly from side quests, the main storyline doesn't offer the player a great deal of actions they can take to change their destiny, as no matter which path you take, you basically still become the good guy and save Skyrim from destruction. Lastly, with the world of Skyrim promising a long hour playthrough, the game ultimately suffers from lack of diversification in quest types, as many of them resort to fetching simple items or finding and talking to specific characters, as the game tries to increase its span of hours playable, but in doing so it creates boring and repetitive quests which can often drag on and seem very bland. But in conclusion, while Skyrim is a massive fan hit game, blistering with life, gorgeous graphics and endless hours of fun, it clearly and evidently also has its flaws, as any game does, but for me personally there is more good than bad, which leaves me with an overall positive experience playing the game. And just to highlight how replayable this game was for me, I have played it 3 times, once on PS3, once on PS4 and again on PC, and each playthrough has offered me with a unique experience as I try to make decisions differently wherever the game has allowed me to. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think of this review, and let me know overall what you thought of Skyrim, if you played it or if you're someone who's on the fence about it and doesn't know whether to try it out. Let me know in the comments, and yeah, thank you for watching.